one of the arguments that Christians usually bring up, and when I say Christians, Christian philosophers, is that God's triune nature, being a multi-personal being, a tri-personal being, makes sense of many of God's attributes that a solitary monad cannot account for. For example, the Bible tells us in 1 John chapter 4, verse 8, and if you read to 16, God is love. Now, when it says God is love, it means he's loving, because it goes and defines what it means for God to be love. That he's a loving being who loves and gives himself away in unconditional sacrificial love. So when it says God is love, it means he's loving. But if he's loving, there has to be someone to love.
Yes.
So the argument goes like this. Now, I don't use this to prove the Trinity. So once I've established the Trinity, then I use this as what I call supplementary or corroborating support. But that's not my prime argument. First, establish that God is a Trinity, and then show how the Trinity best explains these attributes. So God is loving. For him to be loving, he must love someone else. And how do I know God is loving? Again, don't take my word for it. That's the definition of 1 John 4, verse 8, all the way to 16, where it says God is love. Continue reading. God is love means he's loving. He gives himself away in unconditional sacrificial love. Because it talks about how God showed his love by sending his son, okay, to die for us. All right, now, that's true love. True love is sacrificial.
Yes.
True love is loving another, giving yourself away in love, in intimate loving communion. All right. Since God needs nothing in creation, Acts 17:25 says it doesn't need anything. If he's truly loving and he doesn't need creation to actualize any of his essential characteristics, that means God must have already be loving in eternity.
Yes.
Well, loving himself as a singular person, that's not true love. That would be self-centeredness. That would be egomaniacal. That would be narcissistic, right?
Yes.
So then the Trinity makes sense of this characteristic because before creation, the Father was in intimate, perfect, loving relationship with the Son. The Son was in perfect, intimate, loving relationship with the Spirit. The Spirit was in perfect, intimate, loving relationship with the Father and the Son. They all perfectly loved one another, thereby experiencing true, unconditional, intimate love. Therefore, they didn't create out of a need, right? Because God didn't say, you know what, since I'm loving, I need someone to love. Therefore, I need to create something, which would then mean that God needed creation to actualize one of his essential characteristics. And therefore, he's not free, he's not independent, he's not self-existent, right?
Right.